Hi everyone, welcome to Mondays with Mary. So back in June, I purchased some product. I think maybe over the summer I placed maybe 3 orders with the Stamp Market. Now the Stamp Market isn't a company that I've done a lot of business with in the past. I think the first Crop and Create I did in 2021, they were Amy, the owner, taught one of the classes. I was new to the classes, and so it was kind of all over the place. But I liked the size of like her fonts and sentiments and things. So then I really didn't think about them. I went sideways with Alta New until just recently. And so in June, I picked up a few things and have not used them. So I thought it would be fun to try. And I don't know, I'm thinking I want to do monochromatic. I picked, and unfortunately, they don't have like pictures on the back of their product to show you anything. And I didn't see a lot after the release with using these products. But so this is called Petal Playtime, and they're just excuse me, they're just really huge flowers. This biggest one is 4 inches. So we've got a 4-inch flower. I've already put them on these magnets. This one's 3 1/4. This one is a little over 2 1/2. And then this one is 2 1/2. And then they've got flower centers. They don't have stems or anything. I think when she talked about them, she had talked about, putting them on like a scalloped thing and cut out and making tags or whatever. But they're just so pretty. So I just cut a bunch of all different sizes, and I did it all in white. I cut some vellum, some of them out in vellum, but I realized too late that it's a real thick vellum, so I don't even know if it's going to look different. So we're going to have a play with this today, and I've chosen Alta New Pale Mauve. This is one of their sets. Amethyst, Grape, Agate, and Plum. And because the flowers are so big, this is really stepping outside my comfort zone. And we are going to make a 5x7 card. I know. When was the last time you saw me make a 5x7 card? Very, very few times. So we've got all of our flowers cut out. And then this I want to show you. This is, we're going to use one of these and see how they're just so fun and just fresh. The size, the font, it's just different than Alta New or Tailored Expressions or Waffle Flowers. So, all right, so this is going to be our card base. And we are going to build our flowers on the card base. But first, we've got to, let me show you these flowers. Like I said, I just cut. So here are flowers. We've got the different, I think there's 5 sizes of flowers and 4 centers. And like I said, I just cut random. Now this is the cardstock. Then I just cut like little halves, and so we're gonna, this is vellum. We're gonna kind of layer some of the flowers on each other. And I'm gonna go from dark to light. So here's our cardstock, and see, this is the vellum. So now you can, let me see. You can see through the vellum, but not like a true vellum. So I don't know, we may just add these as layers to give a slightly different look on top of some of these. I don't know. So we're just gonna have a play. And we're gonna go dark, light to dark. So we're gonna start off with our pale mauve. And I'm gonna see what we can do. Let's check this out. So that's pale mauve. This is amethyst. So let me know in the comments if you've used the Stamp Market stamps or dies before, and what you have and what you like. All right, so I'm going to do 2 in this color, and I'm not going to be worried about these outside edges because usually on a petal those are going to be lighter anyway. So all right, so that's our amethyst. You know, I have this vision in my head, and you know, a lot of times when you have a vision in your head, that's where you go wrong. At least for me, because I don't know, it doesn't always work out. All right, so let's do that one. We'll do this one. And let me see if we can do this one. You know, I've been thinking, and let me know in comments what you think, but I've been thinking of maybe doing a video once a week or once every couple of weeks using old product. We have, and I'm sure I'm not alone, so much in our stash that hasn't been used, and then we forget about it, and then we go to use it, and then we can't remember why we bought it or what it was that we saw that attracted us to it. I can't be alone. And you know, I thoroughly and truly support the little companies. But I don't think going forward they probably will be able to buy as much as we normally maybe would have. And because of, you know, tariffs and everything. And it's just, you know, you want to support, but you don't want to go bankrupt. So if we can, you know, buy something that we don't have that attracts us, but then we can also go shop our own stash, I think that would be a great thing to do. So let me know how you feel about that. So can you see? You can't even see through that. It's crazy. So I think I'm gonna let these sit for a minute. And then I think I'm gonna go back to the, let me see, this was, hopefully you can still see everything. This was the pale mauve. This was the amethyst. I think going back to the amethyst, I'm going to try doing amethyst on these pieces. The vellum, the so-called vellum. And see how that works. Let me clean this off here. So I don't know. So what do you think about that idea? Leave me a comment, let me know. All right, so we're going to do the amethyst. All right. So we got vellum, vellum, vellum. All right. Let me see if I can get some of the darker color off my brush. And I'm not spraying my brush. I am just going to take a rag, spray some alcohol on it, and then just swirl my brush. See, look at all that's coming off. And I didn't have to put it on my brush. Let's do it one more time. And that alcohol doesn't make the brush wet. It's just gonna take a lot of that darkest color that we used. Off. All right. All right, so amethyst. Wait, now I'm gonna lose these little centers here. Hold on. Especially this little circle one. All right. Let me move you up just a tad. All right. So you can tell it's vellum, even though it doesn't look like vellum, because it does catch the color. There's a little peely here. Different than the cardstock did. All right, I'm gonna end up ripping that off. I gotta stop. I got one over here too. There we go. All right. I think I got this vellum from Crop and Create that just happened a few weeks ago. And I think she had commented that it was a lot thicker than she had thought it was when she ordered it. Usually I like a thinner, more transparent one, but it's okay. The dye must have shifted because we've got like little hairs. Let me get those off. This one does not want to come off. Hold on. One more, my goodness. Okay. All right. So let me get the top to this. I have no guarantee that this is gonna look good, or I got nothing for you. All right, so here's this one. And that one. And that one. They look the same color, don't they? And then we got, you can do put that one there. All right, let's see what our card base looks like. Let me move these flowers because I'm gonna need to spray this to get this color off where it's gonna get everywhere. I can feel it in my bones. I'm just gonna put some water over here. Get this extra color here, ink that we don't need on here. I hope you had a good weekend. Mine was quiet. Didn't do much of anything. It's gonna rain supposedly tomorrow and later on today. Not looking forward to the rain yet. All right, so let's get our card base in. And let's see if we put a group of 3 right there. There's a group down there. What do we got left over here? I wonder if we cut this one in half after I put it together, if it could go up here. Or maybe I know this is the part that takes the longest, huh? I need more dark, I think. Wait, let's go over here. Maybe something like that. All right, I'm gonna put these together and then come back, because you don't need to watch me stick flowers together. You know how to do that. All right, so I put the flowers together, and then I decided to put the flower centers on, and I'm using, hopefully you can see, I just want the little sparkle on them. And I've done every one but this one. All right, so I'm just gonna glue the flowers directly to the base because, and just use the centers, because these have a lot of fluffiness like this one, and we're just gonna lift them a little bit, give them a little bit of dimension. When I bought these, I knew they were big, but I didn't realize exactly how big the big one is. It's pretty substantial. You could do a lot of fun scrapbook pages with these flowers. And I think a nice thinner vellum is right here. This is vellum, and then this one is vellum. The bottom one is a thinner vellum. I think would be really nice. That one's doing its thing all by itself. So, all right, so I think we'll start up here. I want it to hang off, and then we'll cut around. So, see, there's a pretty good base to glue the flower down. Maybe this way. Let me see if this will go through. Oh, a little bit, yeah. And then I'm going to do this one next. Just have that one peeking over the edge a little bit on that one side. And I'm going to put this one in. I don't think I've ever made a total monochromatic card before. I may or may not do it again. I don't know. Let's get that one tucked in there. And then this one. Right up there. I still have some centers. Oops. Well, I have one less now because it just went flying. All right. Let's move this. This card base is two-tone, so it's a little bit lighter on the inside, so there won't be any problem writing on it. All right. I'm gonna do a sentiment. Well, maybe we'll put the sentiment on vellum. See what that looks like. All right. So first we have to figure out which one we want. I was thinking, let me open this up. Something just fell. I was thinking, see where this kind of open space is right there. Maybe a hello or for you. I like the a note to say, but then we'd have to have a sub. So I think just the hello would be nice. So let's give that a try. Wait, my hello is hung up here. My hello is attached. Hello, thinking of you, friend. Well, it is not going to stay attached. All right. Well, I've never had to perform surgery on a stamp before. But it's the first time for everything. I'm not sure if that was meant to be like that. I don't think it's going to interfere, but we shall see. All right. And I do have the die. Which is another interesting thing that I'll show you, because the stamp market's dies come attached to each other. So all right, that paper's not staying. And our darkest color was plum, so we're going to use that one. And let me clean this. This may not work because it is vellum and it's a water-based dye, so or ink. We do it one more time and then we'll try to heat. It's a thick enough vellum that the heat should not bother it. I'll put it on low to start. It's getting kind of spotty, can you see? Yeah, we're gonna go to card. That's what we're gonna do. All right. So I don't know if it's bubbling up more because of the stamp. I guess it'll be okay. All right, let's get on with it. You know, do you ever have one of those days where it's just like you question everything and then something that should only take maybe a half hour takes you forever? All right. Now we have to wipe this off. All right. Let me get the dye out. Oh, clip that phone. Well, that's not good. Especially when I have a dog that has cat fur. So here is the dyes, and this is what I'm saying. They're all attached. see if I can get this one out without too much of a problem. All right, that's one part. All right, we're almost there. And there we go. All right. Let me get this little line this up. Line it up. Tape it down. Hope for the best. Should have gotten some tape before I taped it down. Or I put it down. All right, once again. All right. I'm gonna get a little Hero Arts cutter. Yeah, it makes horrible noise. But at least it works. All right, let's see if we put some little pop dots. And then we have some tiny ones here. There. All right, put some pop dots on it. All right, that doesn't want to cooperate. All right. Put one there. There. All right. One more right there. All right, let's take these off, and then we got to kind of wiggle it in to position. All right. Trying to get this under here. So you can see what it says. At what we use, plum. Turned out a lot darker than I was thinking, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I think we may need to splatter. I don't know if I'll be able to do this neatly, but we will see. So I got some of this new Spellbinder Splatter White. And I don't, it's kind of thick, I thought. But I guess it's supposed to be that way. So we'll use this, and if I can get it off. That little splatter. Well, unbeknownst to me, when I went to splatter, my camera turned off. So let me give you the cliff notes. I splattered. Here you go. You can see right there. I used the new Spellbinder Splatter White that I got. But I think I watered it down a little bit too much. Because you can see it, but it's not as vivid as I was hoping for, but it's the first time I've used it, so now I know. Then I opened up the card and trimmed the flowers, and this is it. So, as I said before, but you didn't hear, I'm not hating on the monochromatic. I love purples, and my best friend loves purples, so she's probably going to get this. But let me know in comments what your favorite color is, or what color you would use in a monochromatic card. You know, yellows, oranges would be very bright, and you know, but I guess I'm starting to get into the fall mode with the darker colors and the purples and the, you know. So anyway, so that's it. You can still see the shimmer on the inside of the flowers, or the flower centers, I should say. So this did turn out a little bit darker than I was expecting, but I think the contrast is okay. But you know, it was fun working with the big flowers, the big sentiments, and the 5x7. I'm going to try incorporating some 5x7s more often, because it does give you a lot more real estate to play with. So, all right, so once again, if you haven't subscribed, I feel like I'm deja vu here. If you haven't subscribed, you can hit the subscribe button. If you hit the bell, it's a notification button, and it will send you notifications when there's a new video to watch. Also, the thumbs up is the like button, and anytime you watch a video that you like, it's a nice thing to hit that like button. It's the only way that YouTube knows that you like the video, and they will promote it, which is important for small channels. And then the share button, it's easy to share a video with someone. Just hit that button, and it's really easy and self-explanatory. So, all right, so I don't know what happened, but we got through it. So thank you for stopping by and watching. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.